I'm Luminița Mirescu from Romania. I am Crown Diamond in Success Factory. I was born in a very small city from Romania, near the Danube, in a lovely family. My father and my mother were a teacher, and they inspire me to love people, to love children especially, and to work with them and to work for them. They prepare me to be a teacher too. I started to study from when I was 14 years old, to go to college, then to university. And when I finished the school, I started to work as teacher. My parents invited me when I was a child to spend a lot of time to the school, and I always stay in the first bank. And from that time I was very competitive. I was involved in a lot of competitions. I organized people, I organized my colleagues. I teach them and I choose for them the best role. I have one of my best part is the creative part, the artistical and the creative part. This is the reason I was involved in school 16 years. I don't know what's happened in other countries, but in Romania the teachers are not so well paid. And at a certain moment of my life, when I had my own children, I realized the money are not enough. So I was started to put questions what to do more than a job, than to have a job. What can I choose? And it was good for me network marketing, because in this area, in this industry, I could involve my best abilities. So I was 20 years old when I started in my first network marketing company. I didn't have success, of course, from the first beginning. It was difficult for me to understand what to do, because that company didn't have books or a system or a strategy. At a certain moment, I started to evaluate myself and what I could do better. And because I always search to stay between the best and to learn from them. I realized that I must do differently the thing. When I change everything, the focus, not from my needs to their needs, the things changed too. I started to grow a team. Of course, I learned very much from my own mistakes. I've done a lot, hundreds or thousands of mistakes, but I was guided by a dream, big dream, high objectives, and by the belief in the company. First of all, to be Crown Diamond in a very short period of time, as I did, it is the result of my experience, of my credibility, huge credibility in my country and in this industry, and the result of my 24 years from my back in this industry, of course. I started to make presentations. I put the people in binary. I decided who will be leaders and who will be followers. Of course, you can do mistake even if you have huge experience. I've done mistakes too. But they promised me for 3 weeks they will be all in with me. We didn't sleep for that 3 weeks. Only presentations, webinars. Especially we did it in my place because we didn't have time to make the tour. Online webinars helped me a lot. In this moment I work very much online, and That's all. With the right company, if they realize this is the right time, now is opportunity. Because after 3, 4, 5 years, it will be a normality. It will be something normal to use crypto. Now is of course opportunity because it is the beginning and this time will never come back. With the right people, with the right company, who realize is the right time and the right company, but not only, who act with you, you can reach every dream you want. Depends on them. I made that decision, that shift, when I felt uncomfortable. When it is comfortable for you, this is the most enemy, to be comfortable with something, because when it is comfortable, you don't grow. If one of their biggest value is evolution, they will change. If they feel they don't grow there, it's not only about money, it's about growing, it's about evolution. If they still want to evolve there, they will change. Otherwise, they will rest there, maybe frustrated, because they have still to do a lot in life, and they choose to stay. And to stay is not bring happiness for people. When you change, you can meet new people, new experiences, new ranks, new life. Depends on them. I learned the biggest lesson in my life. If you don't have the courage to change, you will never feel the difference. You will never try the difference. I prefer to make mistakes than to regret I never changed something new, and I never accepted the evolution in my life.